Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for SKT Fnatic. I'm so freaking excited because it's the first game. I haven't watched it. I just saw the draft. And I saw already that Kale is going into the Garen on bottom, which is a crazy idea already. Tristana mid, I think, is one of the potentially best mid laners in the game right now, because I don't think she has any bad matchups. Honestly, I think she can win any matchup. She's very flexible in terms of what summoners she can get. She has a lot of kill potential, good scaling, good push. I think she's tier 1, best mid laner in the game. I don't think she has a bad matchup, honestly. I think she's amazing. TF ban, Renekton ban. Renekton ban on blue is a big red sign. I don't think Yuumi first pick. Yuumi first pick is cool and all, but it makes everything quite predictable. Akali, Lee Sin locked in, Kale into Garen Yuumi. You might consider that Kale is into GP, which is okay matchup for Kale. She scales into it and eventually wins, but bottom it's free scaling. But I imagine that Yuumi Garen still can maybe create something because they're playing Kale Nautilus. They can maybe set up some ganks. Kale can maybe try to farm Klepto, but the poke is going to be real. Kale, maybe she maxes W in this matchup, and maybe she doesn't get poked, and maybe then that's really free for Kale. Obviously, Kale relies on levels, so in bot lane you don't get that many levels. So I like the idea. I'm not super sold on it. Obviously, if it scales good, if it doesn't get hurt, and you get away with it, Kale is always going to be an amazing pick. The ult is really powerful, and you're always going to win late game. Like here, enemy team has no chance in late game. Garen as a champion is going to get melted by Kale because she reduces armor and MR with her passive, and she does mixed damage, which is decent against Garen. She just shreds tanks pretty much because she just wants to hit. She has good DPS output. Coach Zephyr, which means that Koma is not on stage. Yuumi, Garen, GP. The GP third pick is something that we've seen. I don't know, what was that sound? What the fuck? What was that sound? Huh? Anyway, we continue. The draft, I lost my train of thought. Rise, blind pick, something we've seen previously in the tournament, nothing too specific. Here with the bans, I was worried for our dear Roxa, because I've made the criticism that his champion pool is fairly small. He could potentially also play Nocturne here. Nocturne was a pick they could play. Maybe you don't want to play it into Kali because Shroud is super good against Nocturne. But now, it's fine into Lee because you can block the Q, and then he has pretty much no damage, and you can win the 1v1. Nocturne was an option, but Rek'Sai is something we saw more and more. I think Rek'Sai is fantastic now because both Gragas and Sejuani have been nerfed. Tanks are the worst picks into Rek'Sai, so Rek'Sai value goes up. He's good at skirmishing, good at early game jungles, and can find opportunities always with his flash. This worries me right away because even though Fnatic have gotten away with playing Yuumi Garen, it's not that special anymore. Everyone knows about Yuumi Garen, everyone has figured out Yuumi Garen, and it puts Hylissang on a champion that's not that active. And this requires Fnatic to be good on the 2v2 mid lane. They need to win the 2v2 mid lane, and against SK Telecom, winning against Klid and Faker on either Tristana. He played Tristana mid and Akali top this game. Akali into GP I don't think is that great of a matchup. If Akali can scale into the game and she doesn't die early on, or she's not 30 CS behind, she's going to win by all-inning. GP can itemize Hex Drinker, she can go Zika's Arm Guard, and get some decent value because Rek'Sai's in the jungle. Nevertheless, Fnatic's game plan needs to be the 2v2 mid lane and then spread that pressure. This is something Fnatic is not that great at, so we will have to see how the game goes. Because I think SKT is just better at doing that same strategy. So I think while Yuumi Garen is Fnatic special, it's not surprising here for SKT at all. They have something special prepared for it. This is something that everyone plays by now. I don't like this approach at all. I think SKT's draft is just better stylistically, because Fnatic's draft requires them to 2v2 mid a lot, and I just don't think it's going to happen. I think SKT are just better at 2v2 mid, and I think that's going to be the decider here. And then it also depends on how good the Kale is in the matchup bottom, but if Kale gets to scale for free, of course it's going to fall off to space. And then I'm curious because the Kale W heal is quite interesting. It denies the Yuumi poke, and Yuumi's also been very nerfed. Fnatic with the level 1 special. Nothing interesting happening. They don't have any crazy spells that they can... Like, they don't have that crazy of a level 1. This only kind of works if they catch someone off guard, and the slow on Yumi Q is pretty shit. It's been nerfed quite extensively. Jesus, I'm fucking excited. Yumi only 1 potion. What Yumi is looking for is to try to get his passive off, and then he can buy a pink instead of a potion. Okay, Oli. I'm too excited. I didn't show you guys what's going on. Okay. Alright, red buff invade. This is in favor of SKT, I think, because the level 1 of Fnatic is quite shit. All of their champions are quite bad, and Nautilus kind of carries them, and Tristana level 1 is quite good with Rocket Jump. Right now, Faker has a better position on mid if she wants to go. Smite, Broxa gets it. This is a very big deal. Oh. Broxa got the smite, but they're losing anyway. That's how big of a difference there is on the level 1. Ooh. Jesus. Okay. Kill for some priority here. On the jungle. Klid's still level 1 and no smite. So he fucked up his smite here. Let's take a look here. So the level 1, we agree, it's heavily in SKT's favor because of the champions. None of these champions actually do anything here on Fnatic's side because Hillisang on Yumi is not going to auto-attack that much. He needs to be scared. He has no defensive summoner. If he can get one-shot very easily. He has very low armor, very low stats. Nautilus is very strong. Lee is very strong. Rek'Sai gets a smite though, but it's too late. Fnatic are practically playing this level 1 4v3 because Yumi does so fucking little level 1. She is super weak early. She's been nerfed to the ground. And that's why I think Yumi Garen is also not that interesting anymore. I just think it was always counterintuitive for Fnatic to play Yumi Garen because it's not the traditional playstyle. Most of the time when they play Yumi Garen it's because they get 2v2 kills on bottom, but that's against good teams. I feel like that's unrealistic. It's usually against enemy mistake, like for example we saw what are they called? G2 played against Yumi Garen and enemy had TF and they died on bottom, 2v2 more the TP. There was a lot of disasters that happened in order for this Yumi Garen to win the 2v2 on bottom. This time around SKT is not a team that are going to make blunders to get this team ahead. So honestly, this draft is hard lost, I think, for Fnatic and how they want to play. Faker is being a bit crazy here, but I guess he's going because he knows Nemesis has no Q, so he can do a short trade. Proc PTA. I wonder how much HP Faker lost on the level 1, because that matters a lot in this lane, especially because Ryze has TP. But right now, the state of the lane is really good for Nemesis because he's very healthy and he has TP, so if he can push this wave in, Broxa maybe can back him up. Klid is behind on tempo, maybe they can use this window to get some kind of advantage with the TP here. Because the state of the lane and mid lane is super good. But Faker got to push in, he saves the lane somehow. I have to check pro view. The fact that he manages to push this wave in is a really big deal. I don't think Fnatic should have let them. I have to check pro view. Usually here you want to punish. Rek'Sai has big advantage over Lee here and Ryze's TP advantage, but now just because Faker got to base with his first blood, that saves the whole lane phase and Faker is in the better state now. Klid now. Broxa pretty late now, trying to check red. It's already gone. Klid is recovering. I don't know if he gets a level up here. Maybe the XP. Oh, wait, I need to open the door. Be right back. I'm already recording. Okay. Holy. Whew. Okay. Right now Faker's in good state, caught the mid wave, lost maybe 1 CS. Doesn't matter too much. Here, always you want to punish. Ryze TP advantage, look to punish. Rek'Sai was late and Ryze didn't contest the wave. Like there, a good player would contest like a motherfucker. Just fake pressure, contest super hard. Make sure Tristana doesn't push the wave in. The exhaust is very interesting. I don't know why you would go exhaust. I think ignite is just better. You ignite, and I think you have kill pressure on Rise. The exhaust is not that good into this team. There's nothing really to exhaust. I don't like it. SKT in very good state. Like bottom matchup looks really fucking rough, honestly. But yeah, Reckless died and he had to walk to lane, and the lane position was not that great. Faker used the sweeperoo. He's fake pressuring here a lot. Lee is in position, but I think he also spotted the Rek'Sai with the plant, so he felt safe. And Nemesis was not moving, and always Faker can jump off the Drake pit. He knows that Rek'Sai has no flash. The fact that Rek'Sai used flash level 1 is also a very big deal, because that's a big part of Rek'Sai's pressure early. So Rek'Sai hasn't really accomplished much with the lead he created onto Klid. Klid is going to get a base now, get his golems, and he's going to be even, and SKT are in really good state. Effort with the Prio. Effort does a really good job of pressuring into mid. I think this is something that Mata was missing. Honestly, Mata was missing a lot of things, so it's a tough comparison to make, but I think Effort has the mindset of what could be a great support in the future. I think he's fucking good already. It's someone that goes under the radar a lot, because I think mechanically he's really good. I like Effort. I'm a fan of Effort. Broxah spotted. The fact that Akali is even in this matchup is a tragedy. So somehow Khan is even. This is a big no-no for GP Akali matchup. The fact that he's on Zeke's arm guard and he's even with GP, it's honestly it's that bad that it spells game over. Khan is someone that doesn't get spoken about a lot in a sense of hype, but Khan, there was a time where he was heralded as the best top lane in the world, even best player in the world, coming into the World Championship back in 2017 on Longzhu. Khan, even in playoffs, he played really well. He just had this inconsistency thing that a lot of great top laners have. Nuguri, Deshai, Khan, they all have this inconsistency issue. Khan has run it down, Deshai has run it down, Nuguri has run it down. Maybe that's just in the powder that they put in the top lane food for the Korean players that are at this tournament that makes you that good, but also that inconsistent. Khan is a fantastic top laner on a good day. So let's keep this in mind. Khan, the fact that he's even, game winning, because this might be very hard to recover for GP. Very hard to recover for GP. Right now, every ult cooldown for Akali, which is a big cooldown, let's be honest, he can pressure all in. GP most likely needs to itemize into Hex Drinker, and the fact that enemy is Lee Sin and Tristana itemizing Hex Drinker is terrible, because Tristana, if she lanes into the GP, it's fucking free. If he has Hex Drinker, she can all in and kill. I still don't like the exhaust. I think the exhaust was a bit of a weak move. Very weak move. Khan is in such a good state. It's incredible how good his lane state is. Rek'Sai has been getting spotted. The fact that Khan had push and was able to put a ward on blue buff, I think it's a mistake from GP. Rek'Sai is getting full suffocated because every lane on SKT's side has prio. And Klid is just hovering at the right side. He has a very easy time matching Broxah because he's just clearing his camps as they spawn. So his team, they are putting wards. Faker, the move he did when he popped the plant here and he put a ward here, was also game winning. This is something that SKT do so freaking well, is that they use their prio to pressure other sides of the map. While some players choose to push their wave and harass the enemy on the tower, maybe get in 1 auto, 2 auto, and make it harder for the enemy with CS, but you transfer the pressure onto the map if you step into enemy jungle, you put a ward, you put pop the plant. It's such a big deal, and this is something that whole SKT did, and this is suffocating Broxah big time. So right now, it's hard to blame Broxah for this inactivity because he had no flash, and also his lanes are all getting pushed in. So here we have the Hex Drinker buy on GP. Akali will struggle against Rise, so we're not going to see any lane swaps happening because Akali bought Zeke's arm guard. Still, it's something to consider later into the game. If Tristana and Lee path into the GP, they still have a lot of damage output, while Akali has such a good itemization into both GP and Rek'Sai. So from now and onwards, SKT is always going to have the stronger 2v2 against the GP because of Lee Sin's burst damage onto the GP. So this is very important to consider for later parts of the game. Also, I think just Faker is going to win the side lane. The most important part here for Fnatic in the late game is the fact that they have a lot of TPs to work with. SKT don't have TP on Tristana, they have a double TP, they have Yuumi, they have a lot of tools to create TP plays. That's the way in for Fnatic big time. We see the CS, we didn't speak about it too much, but Garen has recovered. He was quite behind. Nashor's Toothrush for Teddy. We saw a lot of mixed builds on bottom. I like CDR on Kayle, I think it's great. Here we see some 2v2 action from Fnatic. Ryze is hovering. This is positive for Fnatic. They are making aggressive moves. They are playing with each other. Fnatic are recognizing that this is the way in for them, the 2v2 in the mid lane. If they delay this too much, then enemy is going to take over the game. They have a window now. Lee Sin's not 6. Rek'Sai has flash up. They can definitely do some one-shot shenanigans. Tristana might be hard to pin down though, because she can just buffer her W and get out of Rek'Sai stuff and so forth. So the target should always be Lee. This is a fantastic pink ward here that Rek'Sai is walking over. You can see here, this pink ward is just nasty. This pink ward is really, really nasty. This pink ward is hard to spot for many jungles, but this is something that you need to always do. This is why I'm thinking Faker should just be Ignite, because look how fucking easy this is. This is the freest lane matchup ever for Tristana, if she can all-in, of course. But they spotted Rek'Sai on this board. So it's so important how SKT, they transfer pressure, they use their prior to put vision down, and then they can keep pressuring on the windows where they spot Rek'Sai. If it wasn't for this pink, then Tristana wouldn't be able to do this big trade, because he had to respect Fnatic Broxah here, because Glid is basing, he can't do too aggressive trades, but the moment he spots Broxah, boom, all in, and maybe Fnatic reads this, oh, they have spotted you somehow, and then they check the pink, which is positive here that they cleared it, because this is a really big deal. Nemesis walking towards the blue. Once again, they have vision. Khan didn't manage to ward too deep, but he has the full river controlled. We're going to see here on Tristana's movement after this prior here, if he's going to push for platings. He's going to push for platings. Doesn't have any wards, so doesn't mean so much to walk into bottom side. Tristana is just pushing for platings. He knows that Rek'Sai is on top side. Rek'Sai is probably going to base or walk into river. There's two potential options here. We can see the blind spot here for SKT is that Rek'Sai can go on river. But if he reads how Nemesis plays, then he knows here that Rek'Sai is gonna base. So Nemesis could potentially fake pressure here. This would be a moment to fake pressure because there's a blind spot. But that's always hard to judge. And you know, after that big trade, maybe Nemesis is scared because the 2v2 it's quite easy to one-shot Nemesis if they hit their spells, of course. This pink ward has survived for quite some time. Crab is open. Nemesis finds the pink. So Fnatic is definitely making some moves to counteract this, but I think SKT is very happy to be in a state where the game is even. Akali is even. It's fantastic for them, the game state, I believe, because of Kayle and all of the tools here. Ryze has some scaling, Yuumi Garen has some scaling, but I think that the range of Tristana and Kayle is too scary, and the fact that you know, playing GP against these champions is super freaking difficult, because Kayle and Tristana have so high attack speed, so you can just kill the battles easily, you can focus them down, hard to play Gangplank, and also the ult of Kayle is really good against any potential moves that Fnatic can do to try to one-shot someone with like a Ryze combo or something. The big thing still we need to look forward to is Fnatic and how they use their TPs. No TP on Garen now, used it to come back into bot lane. TP behind, Kayle behind, Akali behind. Full TP commitment, GP has no TP. This is Yuumi, might be dead too if they don't do anything. Oh, that's a really, really good ult. Look at that ult timing. Teddy ulting exactly as the Demacia comes down. Look at that. Ooh. Really nice, really nice. He survives. Yumi's in trouble. It's game over. Honestly, it's game over. Ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell. The game is fucking lost. So we're talking about the TPs. But looking at the prior that SKT always had, gave them the situation where they could keep their TPs, while Fnatic used the TPs into lane, the TP of Ryze also into lane, and this is just a massive snowball of SKT just managing to get prior in every lane. They pressure, they spread the pressure, keep their TPs, and then they wait for that one swing play, and that's it. Get the Drake. Beautiful play from SKT. A really big swing here. You know, the goal advantage might not look so sick because GP got some platings on top, but the fact that Faker has all of this individual gold, it's much more worth than any of this. Oh, Faker, no. No, Faker! Faker! That was you, Faker. That was highlight reel, Faker. But it's cool. Play it safe. First game. He knows. It might have been close. You know, I'm calling for him to go. Might have been close. In his mind, I believe, I don't need to go for this. We're winning the game already. I don't need to risk. Caps would go. Rookie would go. Some players would go. But that's why, you know, you can't teach class. You know, Faker has class. Knows to win the game, I don't need the skill. I'm in a great state right now. We're winning the game. I don't need to take any risks. Me dying here could potentially put the enemy in a winning position. So fuck that. I respect it. Okay. Big swing play. Honestly, the big issue comes from before. SKT, Prio, spread the pressure into the vision, you know. Put the vision always when they had Prio. Put vision, Khan putting a ward here. Faker doing the play where he put the ping into here and also a ward on Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai was spotted the entire fucking game. There was no point in this game where they didn't know where Rek'Sai was. Klid's job was very easy. Super easy this game. Just, you know, make sure no one gets ganked. Spot Rek'Sai. Super easy. He was behind. He got hard carried this game. Which is not the choice of the jungle. You know, he can't decide if he gets carried or not. He's just jungling in a position where he has 3 lane Prio, which is super easy. Super easy. And SKT are doing a good job of maintaining that pressure, always pushing and getting base advantages. And Fnatic to try to keep up in some kind of way. They used TP into the lane, and it was just a TP advantage situation. The moment Fnatic were like, holy, we are getting Prio on bot. Boom, they got cut in half because as the team that is pushing all the time, you get to put the more offensive ward as well. This is just beautiful League of Legends from SKT. Beautiful League of Legends. You know, Faker not going for this play on top, you know, this is what could potentially win world championships, you know. Understanding that you're in a winning position, you don't need to take any risks. Klid now starting to punch this one. Spotted Rek'Sai on bottom side. Completely free here. Hard to dive the Nautilus and the Kayle. This is... I'm so freaking excited, man. This is... Woo! League of Legends, man. League of Legends. League of Legends. Klid now. Oh, Nemesis. Yeah, you wish I had Ignite, huh? Oh, Faker knew. Look how he's playing on the limits, Faker. Some players would W there. Commit for the all-in, look for the ult. I would. With Ignite, if I had Ignite, I would go. But once again, Faker, keeping it cool. Don't need to take any risks. Even though in some world, maybe he can get out, get a kill, get out there. Who knows? Effort with the priority roam. And then they hover into bot side to make sure they save bottom tower. But it seems like Teddy has it all under control here. All under control. Look, Garen and Yuma didn't even push in yet. Kayle is catching the wave. They're hovering into bottom side. Garen and Yuma needs to be scared. They think they're going to get destroyed here. SKT is cutting the rotation. They're not committing completely into bottom. They're going to stay in fog. You see the Lee stays in fog. Nautilus stays in fog. Garen and Yuma giving up. Kayle could potentially push one more here. If I was Kayle, I would push one more here for sure. You can push one more here. Lee Sin and Nautilus didn't get spotted, so you can fake pressure that into pushing one more. But he chooses to base. That's okay. Not that big of a deal. We're gonna lose 3 CS, 4 CS. Lee Nautilus was in the back basing of this Garen Yumi, so he could definitely do some pretending. So yeah, this gives Fnatic a window to TP onto this. If the bottom wave was pushed, then there would be no window to do this. The turret was low from the previous play. Fnatic used TP to get some kind of advantage. So Fnatic still here on the Trinity for Spike and Garen Yumi Spike here, Eluden Zeko and the Black Cleaver. Still, they have some options in team fights if they can one-shot someone. They have some strong ultimates. Garen Yumi is still very annoying to deal with. If they catch someone and they get a good combo off and Kayle maybe can't ult, this is the window in. Oh, Fnatic using their tempo here very well. 5 on mid lane. They're using some of their... Okay. Can't use ultimate for this though. He got... didn't get exhausted. I was blind. Blue turret was destroyed. SKT managed to defend mid tower. If they manage to defend mid tower here, they're in good position, but they're starting Dragon. They're looking to sack the mid lane tower. SKT is fake pressuring. Effort is fake pressuring here. But Fnatic is not buying it. They're looking for the fight. Very good timing on the Drake. This is amazing that they managed to calculate this, because in my eyes, I thought this was a situation where Fnatic could potentially get the tower first. But Effort is pulling the wave. He's distracting, slowing them down a bit. And this puts SKT in a position where they finish the Dragon and then they walk onto the Drake and they get the fight that they've been looking for. And oh! So the fight is just over because of Hylissang's blunder here. Look at him. So he goes out and he gets fucking Yuumi ulted. I mean, Nautilus ulted. Because the GP is targeted and he goes out and gets knocked up. So this is, like, before we continue this fight is just over. SKT, the fact that they can read the situation where they take the Dragon and they're on time to defend mid, it's incredible. They're squeezing the lemon here. They're squeezing all the juice out of the situation. Because I thought they're just trading Drake for mid tower. But Effort's play here delayed Fnatic long enough for them to get this fight. And then here, considering that Akali has no ultimates here. Akali has no ult and she's in a position where it's hard to fight. If it wasn't for the situation here where Fnatic just... lose Hylissang instantly here, then maybe this fight could have been something positive, because Khan is not in a good position to fight here. If Fnatic played a fight that was more tight, then maybe this could have been good, because we're going to continue this fight now and see how it goes. One kill. Okay, Faker got ulted. Didn't need to W out, but it's okay. Fnatic ulted out anyway. The fact that Hylissang dies with all summoners up, Luden's Echo, this is a powerful Yuumi. Very strong Yuumi. And she is just out. Completely out of the fight instantly. Big blunder for Hylissang. Big fucking blunder. Big problem. This could have been a good fight. Khan had no Akali ult. This was a fight without Khan. So here, look, Khan is zoned. Khan is zoned completely. Reckless is making sure of that. Bwipo is getting hooked. He flashes out when the Nautilus ult comes, because if the Nautilus ult lands, Lee Sin is gonna combo, Tristan is gonna combo. This is a good flash from Bwipo here. He's gonna orange into flash. Hylissang stay on him, he's gonna be safe. No one shot. Garen's gonna block the Lee Sin combo. Tristana can't jump in. And then they can play it slow. Garen can be on the front line. Akali is zoned. Akali no ultimate. Best chance to fight for Fnatic. If Akali has ult, then it's super difficult. But Akali no ult, it's the best chance Fnatic is gonna get this game, I believe. Because now Tristana's monster fed. Ginzo almost finished for Kayle. Massive blunder here for Fnatic. This was the dream fight, for sure. This was the dream fight. Moldman Morty is almost finished, but I think it's too late. Too late, you know. You're not going to interact too much with Akali anymore. Tristana can be sent into you. Still, Fnatic's way into this game is through their TPs. SKT still have the job to finish where they need to pressure the Nash enough for the enemy to, walk into them. They have tools to check. They have, Fnatic just needs to stack a lot of blue trinkets, make sure that SKT don't do Nash, because that's going to be their play, and try to get something out of the TP. Yuumi can follow on the TP. Ryze is going to have TP. Jeep's going to have TP. Garen's going to have TP eventually in 3 minutes. That's the way in for Fnatic. Just try to outnumber SKT, use your prio, you win every 2v2, you're stronger everywhere. Like Rek'Sai is super far behind Lee Sin now. Lee Sin is in such a good state. Clid played a very, very clean, crisp game. No mistakes, very, very clean and crisp. That's what you want from your jungler when you have 3-wave prio. SKT is looking freaking scary, man. Super scary. Khan with the prio hovering into mid lane. I believe the 1v1 Ryze Akali should be rather close. I think if Ryze gets to combo Akali, step out and then step in. If Ryze face checks Akali, maybe Akali can one-shot Ryze. I think it depends on the space that Akali has to play with, because this new Ryze is quite squishy. No shield, no aftershock. domination makes him pretty tanky though, because he heals so much from Ravenous Hunter. I like the play from Effort so far this game. He's looking at the space in a very good way. I like it. He died in the mid lane fight, but I felt like he delayed long enough for SKT to take the fight that they wanted to take. But in my eyes, Fnatic could have won that fight, potentially, if Hylissang didn't die the way he did. Because Khan was out. Khan no Akali ult is a very big deal. It's hard to gap close with Akali unless you're already on your target or fighting against melee champions. Team fighting against this team might be difficult for Akali. Without ult, of course. GP, Normal Mortius should be fine against the Akali with Fleet Footwork. Maybe if Akali had Conqueror at this point, then she would win, but Fleet Footwork is much better for lane, so it managed to put Akali in a place where he was even, so he's super happy with that. Faker punching the turret. Hylissang scratching his head. Yumi Garen puts Fnatic in a weird spot where they are not playing to the strengths too much. This is, I think, still Fnatic's way to win games is going to be through bottom, and Yumi Garen is not a strong lane. And Fnatic is on a timer. They're behind and they're on a timer. That's really the worst, because what are the realistic chances of them diving bottom? It's very slim. Akali is gonna catch bottom with the TP, and I still feel Fnatic need to find plays with their TPs. Maybe Yumi on bottom, find the gank on Akali. It's the way in, because top 2v2 they're gonna lose. Right now, 3 people are showing on the map. Ryze also potentially showed on the map, so Tristana pushed top wave for free. She feels very safe here. GP grouped, needs to catch bottom. Fnatic believe that they can get mid prio, so let's see. I think it might be difficult, because here I still believe that that Kayle can just heal up some of the damage that Yumi does. But Yumi has a lot of AP right now, so we have to pay attention to this. Fnatic found a window to pressure into Baron. Tristana showed on top wave, so they got vision. But SKT don't mind, they retook it, now they're looking to base. Effort showed on the ward though, so this is important to note. Right now Fnatic can aggressively push mid wave. They are fake pressuring that everyone's here. It's completely fine because Nautilus is based, which highlights that the whole SKT is basing, so Fnatic is very good at taking these opportunities to get prio when they can. It's very important that you do this as a team, because you want to delay SKT's pressure onto the Nash as much as possible. The more you take these windows where the enemy team is basing or walking into specific space is very good. Okay, so here they got spotted by this magical ward. GP ult on top. This GP ult could be placed a bit better. SKT is gonna walk away from this. Low HP. Fnatic is gonna take this chance to finish the mid wave, but they continue Nash. The Nash is so freaking fast here with the Tristana and the Kayle. TP is being used from Bwipo. As you can see, Fnatic were gunning up to make a play on bottom with the double TP. That's why SKT is forcing here, but they're just looking to create a TP situation. If Fnatic... this is a good fight to take for Fnatic, because SKT are hitting Nash and they are desperate because they want to force the double TP from bottom. They're not that super tanky. I wonder here if they could... find an engage. It looked quite difficult because SKT had enough vision to make a good judgment call. It looks like Ryze is winning on bottom. The Zeke's arm guard is not paying off. Ryze with the TP is going to lane into the Akali. I think that's very positive. Ooh, Effort with the flash, GP with the flash, snap flash, flash for flash. That's cool. That's cool. I think it's fine for both. SKT hovering into bot side now. Can they catch Nemesis? Nemesis is gonna pop ultimate. He's out. He's safe. Well play from Nemesis to judge that correctly. Effort getting caught. So here, the moment Effort and like Kayle and Nautilus, they commit into bottom, they cannot take this aggressive path. Fnatic, they punish right away, and Nautilus is queuing in. You saw on the minimap here that he's queuing in while his team is hovering onto bottom. 4 people are showing on mid lane. Nautilus queuing in is a big troll, and maybe he's going to be dead here. Kale ultimate, Teddy is not using it, because he's like, fuck you, we're gonna fight here, we're gonna force. SKT is calling to fight. So they're looking for the collapse here. Effort is committing to this fight. Maybe this is why he queued in, because they understood that Ryze is out. Effort is queuing in because Lee and Tristana are going to be first on the rotation. Ryze is on TP though, so he could TP into this if he wanted to. I like that Teddy saves ult. That makes this much more interesting, because this is a calculated move from SKT for sure. They commit here. Tristana is going to get a lot of resets here. It's going to be quite nasty. Another reset. Nemesis. Oh, Clid, what can you do? What can you do for us, Clid? What can you do? What can you do? He's punching. He's punching away. Flash. Ooh, Nemesis. Nemesis. Okay, Nemesis. Okay, respect, Nemesis. Nemesis having a fine game so far. Okay. 2 for 2. I think that's good for Fnatic considering their state. Nemesis also kept TP. SKT gonna secure an ocean. This is good. But Nemesis saved the situation there with the kill on Clid. Clid also didn't need to chase. Maybe we can take a look on the fight if someone could play it better. So Effort is queuing in. I like how they are... We can assume here that SKT are calling for this fight. Ryze is out, and you can see them contesting. And in Tristana, Lee Sin, they are snap moving here. That's why the queuing comes. So they're calling to fight, and Teddy keeps his ultimate. Maybe it's just better to just ult, to stall more time, because this could be really, really good. Fnatic would have to stay in this funnel position, and Teddy is rather safe here. So here, if Nautilus gets the ult, he would be more value than this ult for sure, because here he's ulting for damage. The ult here that Teddy saved, he's like, oh, I just need to ult Faker. I need to ult Faker. He was on YamatoCannon's top list. Holy, maybe if Clid flashes earlier, he dies, because just because Nemesis hits this Q, just because he hits this Q, he gets Ravenous Hunter and he gets away. So it's interesting. Maybe Faker could also flash. Well, nevertheless, I think if he flashes over this Q and doesn't get hit by it, he has a kill, and it's a fine situation. But 2 for 2 for Fnatic, good. Ryze still has TP on. We still have to see the interaction between Ryze and Akali here, but it seems like Ryze is winning. Zeke's arm guard. Don't know how much I like this buy. Honestly, I think you just go for Rabadubia right now. Go for Rabadon. Yumi go on you, and enjoy AP City. You know. So I like it more. Just Zhonya, I think, is too safe. You need to compete with Tristana and Kale on the damage, and you are the main carry here of the team. You are the Tristana of your team. I think Zhonya is not the buy here. I don't like it. Don't like the Zhonya. So here we see the fight again. I think Teddy ulting on Nautilus would have been the best. And then, yeah, of course, Faker ultimate here is quite troll. I think he can just chill. And Nemesis will most likely die. It's a troll Tristana ult. I think this exhaust is pretty fucking troll as well. Still, there's no purpose of this exhaust, as I see it. So, I'm recording still. You're not visible. It's okay. I will not. You can save it there. Thank you.
Don't forget you have 1 hour left.
1 hour left? Oh yeah. Thank you. I did community day for Pokemon, and I have 1 hour left to evolve to get the superpower. Okay, so Fnatic, I mean SKT are falling for this ward once again. This ward that is on the Nashor. They are starting it. They don't give a shit because they do a lot of damage, and Teddy can heal any of the damage Clid is taking. Effort is in good position to get a turn going, and Fnatic see them coming. So let's predict how this fight goes. If Reckless goes first, he's pretty beefy. He's pretty beefy, can tank up a lot of damage. They don't have Gangplank ult, which is a big deal. Honestly, I think SKT should win this fight. It depends. Ryze TP, how can he TP into good spots? I think it's easier for Akali to TP into the fight than Ryze, because Ryze needs to be positioned in a way where he can walk slowly into the fight while Akali can just go on the spot. There is no tools on Fnatic here to just one-shot the Akali right away when she gets in. No hard CC, so she can just shroud and she'll be safe. So I think this is a better fight for SK Telecom, definitely. Unless Fnatic waits here. If they wait, they know the Nash HP. They can take it cool. They take it cool. Effort misses. Fnatic are not hard committing. I like this. Nautilus ult on the Garen. I don't think it's a good choice. Akali on the flank here. Let's see the Ryze decision. Ryze's decision to TP is going to be very important. Okay, he's TPing behind. That's interesting. This is a good fight for Fnatic. Okay. Oh, never mind. Not a good fight for Fnatic. Oh, this is doomed. Oh. Okay. Why did I say it's a good fight for Fnatic? So there was a sign, like here when Effort ulted onto Nautilus, onto Garen, I thought it would be a positive fight, because I think it's better for Nautilus to just save ultimate. He should save ultimate, target it on Ryze always. If he targets on Ryze, Ryze is kind of screwed. It's no flash Ryze. I think it's better to keep it. Here the Garen is very tanky, as you guys can all see, and Effort is getting melted. So I think Effort could play this fight a lot slower. He doesn't need to go first. They just play on the fact that Tristana has a lot of range, wait for Akali to go into the fight. But the flank of Akali is so strong, and the damage output of Fnatic without Ryze is so low. So this fight is lost. Here it's just trickier for Ryze to TP in a good position, much harder for Ryze to TP in a good position than it is for Fnatic. So Fnatic is starting this fight, Akali is first, Ryze TP is very late, and the damage, like Rek'Sai, GP and Garen and Yuumi don't have a lot of damage. Very low damage. And the damage output of Kayle and Tristana just goes unmatched here. So I think Effort misplayed. He should keep his ultimate always, and SKT could play more on the range, could start hitting, and I think, Ryze needs to preemptively TP. He needs to preemptively TP, and maybe they could wait a bit longer before they walked into this space. Teddy, boom. Tristana 3 items. It's a freaking disaster. I really don't like the Zhonya's. Just skip the Zhonya's, Ryze. You don't need it. I don't like it. The Nautilus is not ulting you anyway. Like, what's your move, Axe? What the fuck? That's random. Khan comes in on the flank. Much easier to TP into the fight with Akali. Very big difference maker here. Ryze TP'd very late to this fight. Fnatic could potentially have won something, but of course, I need to remind everyone that SKT is in a winning position here. Winning position because of gold, because of game state, because of team composition. Their comp is just better at this point in time. They have stronger champions. They are ahead on gold. Even the gold is relatively similar. This is a lot of the support gold advantage of Yuumi and Garen. This is where it kind of compensates. But SKT have a lot of gold on individual targets, on the Kayle, on the Tristana, which is very important. Tristana hitting. As you can see, this Garen is quite beefy. And this is without Ninja Tabi. If he had Ninja Tabi, even beefier. So this is not a weak Garen at all. He is quite tanky against AD carries. That's why he's so good into the Lucian, and that's why the Kayle is quite interesting, because he reduces the armor and MR of his targets, and so forth. My wonderful and beautiful girlfriend brought me carrots. I love carrots. Baby carrots. Stay in school. Fnatic just straight up grouping on the wave. SKT have no business in bottom because Akali has no TP. Fnatic have no TP. GP has TP soon. But SKT don't give a shit. They're just starting Nash. Looking to fight. This is very messy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Very messy fight. Very messy fight. Oh, Khan, jump in. Oh! Oh! Oh, Nemesis! Oh. If he had death cap. Oh! The Hilly-san with the combinations. Let's take a look at this. Very disorganized here from SKT. Teddy fresh and effort. Out of position. You see Fnatic taking up the space, dividing SKT here. Dividing SKT right away. The start of the fight, Tristana has no W. And right away the engage falls down on Teddy because he wants to take this space back. But SKT is not in position to take this space back. And GP is coming into mid lane here before Akali. So this is a very bad fight. And I feel like SKT know it. They're kind of backing off. You see Tristana disengaging here. She has no W. She's very afraid of stepping into this fight. Rex has flash. Maybe she can go and shot it. And then boom. This is probably the best fight Fnatic can hope for. After this, you see maybe Khan could ult better here. And then here, I swear, if Nemesis if Nemesis has death cap, then he maybe dies because he survived the Zhonya damage here. So it's two trains of thought. I understand in this position here he used Zhonya to survive, but I just think there is a lack of damage here on Fnatic. It's very hard for this GP to do a lot of damage in these fights. I'm gonna eat another carrot. As we can see, Fnatic, even in a position where they are behind, they are managing to find opportunities even against a very solid SKT. So Fnatic is a team that understand their position very well. They know how to find victories. But now, with the death timers, Nash is gone, TP comes in. This is very desperate from Fnatic. Both TPs finish. Fnatic no TPs now. SKT can legit just siege. They have a big range advantage. Kayle almost 16. This is rough. Very rough for SKT. I mean, for Fnatic. But I think draft was very hard for Fnatic. And also the fact that the level 1 didn't go in their favor. Tristana into Ryze looks like a very hard matchup for Ryze. I don't think anyone wants to play this. They expected Kayle mid, and then Kayle top and Akali mid, and they just got completely outbrained. And then here we have this fight that started so horribly wrong for SK Telecom, as we saw. The most important space was this space here. Fnatic cut them off, SKT stopped Nash, they got spotted on the Nash, Teddy walked in. Here, SKT and Teddy and Effort, they want to be in this position. Honestly, just starting Nash is really troll. I don't know who decided to start Nash. Starting Nash is just bad. Khan comes in, he missed that 1Q. Missed 1Q of Akali here, it shouldn't happen. E lands, boom, Nemesis with the stopwatch. Honestly, I already took Akali ult damage, so the stopwatch doesn't matter too much. I think Rabadon's death cap is the name of the game, this game. This is some neat play here, neat play. Death cap is coming in now, very late. Because honestly, like, buy death cap, attach Yuumi to Ryze. He has 700 AP. Try to one-shot people is the best way for you to fight. Ryze is a monster scaling carry. Monster scaling. Monster scaling. Monster scaling. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. World is on. I can't believe it. We waited way too long. It's so hard to play GP against Kayle and Tristana. They have so high attack speed, so it's easy to take the battles. Super easy to take the battles. She has no rapid fire though. I think if Tristana had rapid fire here, it would be much easier to break turrets down. I think Fnatic have some tools to cut SKT if they try to play a 1-3-1. They have they have Ryze ultimate, they have some TPs. They can definitely create a situation where they outnumber the enemy. So SKT is taking a very calm approach here. It's hard to break the base here without Tristana on rapid fire. She really needs rapid fire if they want to break the inhibited turrets with ease. This Nash is gone down in 30 seconds, and Fnatic stalled out very good here. But what are they stalling for? That's the big question. They are stalling out for something that will not come. A better late game. Yuumi with Magi's, maybe a good fight. She gets 25 stacks somehow. That's the dream. Doubt it. Fnatic just need to wait for SK Telecom's mistake here. Oh, what the fuck? These are some really foreign sounds. Oh, that's the Ryze ultimate. Khan gets punched. They're continuing. Oh, is it worth it though? I'm not sure. Holy, look at that. Fully fledged angel. Teddy fresh. Oh, Teddy. Oh, they can kite us. They can kite us. Fnatic can maybe catch up. Barrel. Oh, flash into nothing. Okay. He has no barrel. No extra barrel. Look at that. No barrel. Damwon Gaming, no barrel. Shit. So this flash into death, into kick, into effort flash, into Ryze is in a troublesome position. He has... Oh, Tristana ultimate pushes everyone away. The damage output is just on another level here for SKT. They need to deal with Tristana, they need to deal with Kayle. They are just 100% on here. SKT is going to finish the game. They're pushing down. They have a wave. They have a couple of creeps. Next wave is coming. They're looking to end. A very nice first game. I think Fnatic draft is a go next draft. Definitely. Hylissang on Yuumi works in Europe. Works when their mid laner is playing. What's it called? When their mid laner is playing motherfreaking TF. But the Tristana Kayle shenanigans, I liked it. They sniffed, like Fnatic sniffed that the Kayle was into GP and Akali blind into mid lane. Ryze came in as a counter pick into Akali. It's not even a counter, it's okay matchup, it's a denial, and then Akali can all in very freely on 6. And then if for some reason Ryze survives that ultimate, then like if Akali doesn't get value from her first ultimate nowadays, she has a really hard time in a lot of mid lane matchups because it's such a long cooldown. So this time around we had Akali into GP. I think this is a very bad matchup for Akali, but it didn't matter. The Fleet Footwork came on big. Second win potentially. It was a big deal here that Akali had prio, managed to spot Rek'Sai a lot in the early game. SKT used their prio all over the map to put good vision and spot Rek'Sai the entire game. Gave Fnatic 0 windows to function. Fnatic, without Hylissang being on a roamer, you can see that there is not a lot of activity from Fnatic in the early game. That's why I don't like the Yuumi too much, because Fnatic, when it works, when they played Yuumi Garen on bottom, was when they actually got kills. In the game against us, they absolutely got demolished in the early game when we had the Lucian Volibear after the level 1 strategy. We managed to divide the map. We got a lot of kills into the Yuumi Garen, and Fnatic were doing absolutely nothing on any point in the map. So this is very important to highlight. I think they managed to maybe pressure Karma top a bit with Jace. And then eventually they won because they outscaled, because our comp had no engage. In this comp, Fnatic have the weaker early game. they have the weaker scaling. I think mid-game is in favor of Fnatic. Level 1 was also very weak. SKT recognized this. They pushed for the level 1 fight. They got the kill, lost the red buff, but Klid recovered. The fact that Khan has prio into GP is a big problem, and I think that just shouldn't happen. And there was a timer where Tristana didn't base. She had no TP, and Ryze had TP, and Ryze had good HP. Rek'Sai had prio. They needed really hard to pressure this wave, because this was the way in for the early game for Fnatic. And this is why I'm worried about Fnatic, because their 2v2 mid lane is not on point. I think a lot of maybe Doinby, maybe Faker, maybe G2 would recognize this as, I have TP advantage, Tristana's half HP here, she needs to base, she needs to push this in, we have to pressure hard. I would fucking die to pressure in this moment. So this was a really big issue. This made SKT get away with a lot. Tristana bounced the wave, came back into mid lane, pushed out, put a lot of vision, Rek'Sai was spotted, and then SKT just played better all around. Fnatic showed some good initiative in mid game and late game, even though with the worst comp, they managed to find windows. It's very difficult to find windows against an SKT that plays very tight. SKT, you can say that they made some mistakes there, where Fnatic had windows, but that's an entirely different question. This draft, I think it's time for Fnatic to let go of this draft, because it doesn't play into their strengths at all. I think they got away with it because it was too powerful and people weren't ready for it. And with that being said, I think this is a very outdated composition that was never fitting to the Fnatic playstyle, because the times it worked was when they were winning the bottom lane with the Yuumi Garen into the Mordekaiser, or they outscaled the enemy. And this game, they did none of that, so I don't like it. Okay, that summarizes Fnatic against SKT. I think it's very hype so far. SKT looking like the clear favorite of Group 1. Not surprising victory here. Let's continue with the coverage of the World Championship. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Peace. I'm so fucking excited. Peace.